money to be
Day in the life of a California billionaire. Oh my gosh.
happy.
No.
Yeah, I have to get
Money's
up out of there.
good, but it's a fool's errand to think, oh, I'm rich, I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work that way.
And I gotta see this nigga career. This nigga career gotta be stupid. I know this nigga career
Let
stupid.
the money come when it comes. And it'll come maybe when you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s. It doesn't really matter that much. Don't focus on money all the time.
Damn.
Today we dive into the life of California billionaire Carl Barney. He's what some would say is living proof of the American dream. You see, Carl grew up in England in a family of modest means, and he came to America as a young man with just a few dollars to his name. Eventually in his career, he founded a collection of private colleges, and through the success of these colleges, he created an immense amount of wealth. Carl believed with his schools that he was revolutionizing education. However, the state of California felt differently, and Kamala Harris, the California Attorney General at the time, made the controversial decision to force his schools to shut down.
I'm not
we'll
hitting
be
Kamala
diving
Harris
deeper
shit.
to that later today. But for now, Carl's on a new mission, launching a book with a radical new idea that might change the way you think about life, money, and happiness. In this episode, we see into the world of the ultra-wealthy, and we ask the questions that everyone wants to ask a billionaire. Before we get into the life of a billionaire, I gotta tell you about some gnarly computer stuff.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Why niggas be trying me, bro?
The line that we're about to end. And today, we're going into the upper echelon of society.
This shit's like on a cliff, bro.
And today, we're going into the upper echelon.
Like, there's only one street in this bitch, bro. Y'all feel like if you walk down this block and you would... Oh. Let me just play the bit.
Echelon of society. We're talking to a billionaire. Now, some people nowadays, they look at a billionaire and say, just by existing, you're sketchy, or your morals are wrong, or you're a bad person. Other people will look at a billionaire and say, you should be celebrated, studied, questioned to see what we can learn from a person like you. So without further ado, let's hit the road and get going. Folks, we are just pulling up, and this might be weird, but I can't help but feel a little bit, part of me wants to say nervous, just because I almost feel out of place. There's one end of like, oh my gosh, like in the game of business, he's Michael Jordan, he won the game, and we should look at him. But then there's another aspect of like, they control everything.
This nigga not from Earth. This nigga not from Earth, gang. I'm on to this nigga, boy. He look hella mutinated, bro. What is he brushing?
Yeah. Good morning. You must be Tommy.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
How are you?
Welcome. I'm doing great, thank you.
No, nigga.
You're in your palace, huh?
You must be Tommy, nigga. You got his mic on. Yeah. Oh my god, I hate people sometimes.
Well, I wouldn't call it palace, but it's got a nice view.
How old were you when you made your first $1 million?
39.
And how old were you when you made your first $1 billion?
That's censored. That was actually a few years ago.
I detect a bit of an accent from you.
Yes, I was born and raised, went to school in England. When I was 18, I left England. I traveled overland from England, London, through France and Italy, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. Spent 5 years in Australia, traveling around all Australia, and then came to the great United States.
Right now, we are in a magnificent, beautiful house. How'd you grow up?
We were not very poor, but we didn't have any money. There were 6 of us to feed. This was right after the war in England, the Great War. The
Food was still being rationed for up to 10 years after the war, right?
Exactly, you know that. That's good. You must have read a book, something about that. So yeah, there was rationing, and you know, we're very frugal.
Why the top way and the bottom on some George Washington shit? You gotta fix them grills.
I think a lot of young people, especially young men right now, are feeling like they need to be a millionaire when they're 20 or they're 18, and they feel this grand urgency to do so. What would you tell them?
I'd say urgency is great, ambition is great, but don't press it. Let it happen. Let it unfold. Pursue your dreams. Pursue a purpose. Know what your purposes are. My purpose was education. I wanted to do a
This nigga trying to
great
gatekeep.
job in teaching people.
I never
That's
knew a
where
nigga
I
trying to
made my
gatekeep
money,
the
in
M's.
education. But the education came first and the money came secondary. Let the money come when it comes. And it'll come maybe when you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s. It doesn't really matter that much. Don't focus on money all the time.
Now that's facts though.
It'll take care of itself.
That's kind of facts,
Did ever in
partially.
your dreams think you'd be in a multi-million-dollar house on the coast
Oh
of
my
California?
god.
Yes, I did. Actually,
Nah, this nigga's shit is fucked. Yo, this nigga got a two-tone grill, bruh. What the fuck is going on with his grill? Nah, what the fuck going on inside his mouth? What the fuck?
yeah, I'm a big believer in dreams.
You just wrote a
Ew.
book focusing on happiness. Why?
Well, it was an experiment that I conducted,
Pause? How's
and I
that
saw the
pause?
results of the experiment. I saw people getting happier. And I thought, wow, this is working. I better write a book. I had no intention of writing a book until I saw what happened. I found it was inspirational, and I thought the world needed to know about this innovative way of increasing your happiness.
Have you ever been depressed before?
I was depressed one time in my life.
Millionaires do anything, bro. Why the fuck is this nigga drinking coffee while eating oranges? Nigga, what is this nigga taste buds? Am I bugging? Am I bugging or that's crazy? That's type crazy, right? That's type crazy.
When I was a teenager, I just couldn't figure it out. And I made the mistake of reading, and this is a long time ago, I made the mistake of reading a book on psychology, which made me even more depressed. But I was depressed, I think, for about 2 days.
That's
Do you
crazy,
need
bro.
money to be happy?
No. Money's good. It helps with happiness. There's no question about it. There's a lot of values you can get from money. But it's a fool's errand to think, oh, I'm rich, I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work that way. Money is secondary to having something inside of you, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. That's the main thing. And then make as much money as you need to fulfill your dreams.
Okay. Okay, drop it,
I
gems.
still have a dream of another house, but this is a
This
dream
is just a
house.
starter house for you?
Yeah, this is sort of, yeah, start a house.
During your peak working moments, what was the most hours per week you were working?
Certainly 100 hours, maybe a little bit more or less. I don't recommend it, but there's times when you do it because that's what needs to get done. This is an interesting painting. It's not a mural, it's a fine art done by Brian Larson. This painting over here is Prometheus. And you know the story of Prometheus. He took fire, which symbolizes enlightenment. The enlightenment from the gods, the fire from the gods, and brought it to man.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the most you've ever paid for a piece of artwork?
A few $100,000.
Wow.
The first college I did was Matthew Arnold College in England, where I studied language and math, and I finished the math course, but then I went to Australia, so I didn't complete the full program. Then in Australia, I took a course in accounting and did not care for it, so I dropped out of it.
Do you still need to go to college to succeed?
In some fields, you need to go to college.
Like, it depends on what
Obviously,
you
if
wanna
you're
do
going
with
to
your
be a
life.
doctor, you've got to
Yeah.
go to college. If you're going to be a lawyer, you have to have a law degree. You have to do so. There's some fields. So I would say yes, absolutely, and no, absolutely. It depends what you want to do.
Can we check
Ain't
out
gonna lie,
your
bro. If
kitchen?
a billionaire saying that shit, I can low-key fuck with this nigga. I can low-key fuck with this nigga. Let me keep the bug.
You're getting very
Because
personal.
he ain't saying
Yeah.
nothing wrong
But
yet.
I'll make an exception
Okay,
with you. Come on,
okay.
we'll take a look at
Wait,
the
what'd he say?
refrigerators.
Kitchen?
Now you're getting no, absolutely. It depends what you want to do.
Can we check out your kitchen?
Now you're getting very personal.
Yes.
But I'll make an exception with
Okay,
you. Come on,
okay.
we'll take a look at the refrigerators.
That's supposed to be a joke. Let's see what
This
nigga
one is
eating.
called the magic refrigerator. It's magic because when anything runs low, it magically is topped up. So I never run out of anything, never run out of milk or orange juice or anything like
You
that.
got
What's
that
your
sweet baby
favorite
Ray's
food?
in that
I
bitch.
love the morning succulent or orange juice
What you about to say? Yo, this nigga's. What the fuck?
magically is topped up. So I never run out of anything, never run.
Okay. Got some creamer, some coffee shit. That's regular. Got some pickles. You got that sweet baby Ray's. I see the sweet baby Ray's in that bitch. Okay. Ketchup in the fridge. I don't know about those.
Out of milk or
me
orange
see what else he
juice
got.
or anything like that.
Okay, he got some.
What's your favorite food?
I love the morning succulent oranges, fresh, cool
Succulent.
oranges. I love the foo-foo food once in a while, going out to dinner, but I have a wonderful housekeeper. Her name is Lorena. She just cooks clean and wholesome. I will have an occasional wine once in a while, but very rarely. I stay off alcohol more.
Am I right in guessing that sugar is also a minimum in your diet?
Sugar is death. No sugar, or as little sugar as possible. And lots of protein, particularly when you're getting older.
I saw you at a gym downstairs.
Damn.
I do wrestling, I do jujitsu, and I think like I can look at someone's body and tell if they work out. One thing that I noticed on you, your forearms, dude. Those are strong forearms, okay? Right here, you got the veins going on. A lot of people do bicep curls, but a real measure of a man, especially grip strength, are in the forearms.
I work out isometrics
I don't care
one
about
day
no
a
fucking
week.
forms.
I have a trainer come by on Wednesday who does more flexibility and balance type. And on Thursday, I have a strength trainer who does
I
weights
wanna
with
do
me.
yoga.
And then Friday and Saturday, more cardio.
I heard yoga and Pilates helps your like health OD.
Everybody has an age. You know, I'm gonna live until I'm 80 or 90, or maybe they shoot for 100. He said, well, why not extend it? Why not go for a bigger number? So I thought, well, what can I really, I said, what's the record? It's a bit over 120. I think it's 122 is the record. I think, well, I can shoot for, no guarantees, unfortunately. My doctors will not put it in writing. This is like the workroom. I do reading, writing, computer stuff, meetings sometimes.
Now, Carl, I see you surrounded by a lot of books right now. Is there any one book that you would say has been most impactful on your life?
Well, there's a lot of books that have been impactful, but one major one has been Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand.
Atlas Shrugged is a 1,000-page book by Ayn Rand, and it is basically the Bible for hardcore capitalists. The premise of the book is essentially that the hero, the entrepreneur, is continually overcoming rules and regulations put in their path by the enemy, the government, and it shows the
I'm not
entrepreneur's
reading
journey
that
to overcoming this evil. This book is foundational to Carl's thinking and helps you better understand someone in the ultra-capitalist category. I
That
read it
shit
in
not
college
for
and
me.
recommend you do if you have some extra time on your hands.
That
I
shit
wanted to
not
do
for
something
me, nigga.
meaningful with my life, and then I did the soul searching. I came up with 2 high values. I love management. Crazy, but I love it. I love management. I also love education. I find it's a high value for me and a high value for other people. So I wanted to do something that involved management and
got a
education. So that's
swordfish
when
on
I
his shirt.
acquired my first private college, a business college in San Jose,
You know a nigga
California.
got money when they got a
Went
random
broke
animal
after
on his
6
shirt.
months. And so
I never knew
I
they
had to
got a
roll up my
swordfish shirt.
sleeves
What the
and
fuck
work,
is
and
that?
I built it up, became very successful, and then over the next many years, I grew it to 20 on-ground campuses in various six western states, and then started a university called Independence University, which had 1,500 people working for it, grew quickly to 10,000 students. It was quite successful in those days.
And then you had a battle with the government. They shut your schools down, if my research is correct.
Elizabeth Warren. So I'm honored to
Hey,
be one of
Elizabeth.
her enemies. She and Dick Durbin ordered
never
the
mind.
closed campus.
Elizabeth
The
Dobbs.
college is closed, and they talk to each other behind the scenes. And there's a bunch of activists that hate private colleges. All colleges and universities ought to be run by the government. Everybody knows that, so to speak. But I was private and profitable, and they didn't like that. Hey, how are you all?
Good morning. Fantastic.
Carl starts off his morning with a few Zoom meetings. The first one is him giving marching orders to his team of assistants, and another one is catching up with his friend Peter Diamandis, a man who is a powerhouse in the space of innovation and
That
someone
nigga
Carl
chop.
passionately supports with
That
financial
nigga's
backing.
one ugly
Remember,
nigga.
life is to be enjoyed. Enjoy the day, and I'll catch up with you when I come back home.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
enjoy.
Will you great day.
What was your next move
Wait,
after your school
It's not his
got
house.
shut
Oh,
down?
you live in England, right?
That was it. I sort of coasted a little bit. I did some consulting work. I did a couple of things like that. But I think the next big thing was the book. And it took me 3 years to write the book, and now I'm working on promoting the book.
Guys, there's something you should know. Carl has a free happiness quiz he designed to help you better understand yourself and how happiness comes to your specific personality type. I took this quiz and enjoyed reading through the results. If you would like to take it for yourself, the link is in my description.
There are a lot of people in my
Yes, W.
situation that have money and they don't know what to do with it. They give it away to charities, which is good. They give it away to the universities, which is fine, the hospitals and,
What's good,
and
Rob?
various charities. Whoever it was
Ruppy.
that enabled you, or me in
Ruppy.
this case, to become successful and happier, acknowledge them. And I had 20 people in my will. And I got down, I sat down with them just like I'm sitting down with you. And I said, look, you've been enormously helpful to me. You've done this and you've done that and you helped me in this way. So be very specific. And I said, I'm really grateful. And I want to express that gratitude to you by giving you a happiness grant. So I said to them, I said, I don't want this money to be a problem for you, to make you more successful and happier. They said, well, what kind of plan? I said, well, I want you to write a happiness plan. And they said, happiness plan, what's that? I said, well, I'll hire a coach for you, a happiness coach, and they'll help you develop a plan. And when I see the plan that you know what you're going to do with the money, I'll send it to you all at one time. It's yours.
Let's see the eats. What is that? Avocado
One thing that I'm
toast?
observing is you can look at siblings within a family, and some are very ambitious, some are very lazy, and some are in between. To me, it almost seems like there's an intrinsic thing that some people have and some people don't. What do you think it is that sets the ambitious apart from the non-ambitious?
I think there is such a thing as temperament, you know, how you're born. It seems like to influence it. But I think there's an influence. I think beyond that, and what we can control is what we read, people that we associate with, identifying early in life or later in life something that you love to do, that fascinates you, that motivates you. And then if you can do that, and some people do it and some people don't,
that's good. What you
and
do?
it evolves over a period of time until you say, hey, this is what I want to do with my life.
In the pursuit of wealth, do you ever felt like you left relationships with family and friends on the back burner and you regret it?
I was never in a pursuit of wealth, interestingly enough. I wanted enough money to not have to worry about it, but I never pursued wealth. I loved management, I love education, and I pursued that, and the money came.
One thing I've come to learn about many of the ultra wealthy is they view time as their most valuable asset. So instead of spending extra time driving through LA traffic, we head to a private airstrip where Carl has a helicopter ride waiting for us.
Nigga having it. Nigga having it. I don't never want to get this successful though. I'm gonna get a buck. Taking the airplane everywhere, I'm cool. I'll straight flight truck
thank you for a safe flight. I appreciate it. A little bit of happiness for you, okay?
Appreciate it, guys.
You have a good day.
You as well.
See you on the way back.
Like when you start doing shit like that, you get out of touch with
You know,
reality.
but the American dream is so important. And it inspired generations of people, and it needs to be revived. There's no Russian dream, you know, or even English dream or Australian dream. It's typically American. And that says something about the American mindset, you know, that we want life to be better for ourselves and our family.
Why do you think so many people today feel like it's out of reach?
Wait, so people in England don't think like
Something really bad happened in America. And, you know, it's probably not just one thing, but one thing after another happened. Somehow we've lost the spirit of America. We've lost the dream. And that's very sad.
So it seems like to me, the way you're articulating it, the American dream is not a thing, it's not a policy, but it is a belief in a better future that we had for many years in this country, but it's been dampened down in recent times.
It's diminished and it's faded, and that's very sad.
Carl is on the move promoting his book launch, so our first stop is at the iHeartRadio headquarters where he sits down with Ellen Kay, the host of the #1 radio show in Los Angeles. Ellen Kay, the host of the #1 radio.
This bitch chin look wide as hell. God damn.
Radio show in Los Angeles.
She like she wearing a mask.
Hey there.
Who are you?
Carl, I'm Ellen.
I'm not going to shake your hand. Are you kidding me? I'm a red-blooded
me?
American. Good to meet you. Lovely.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, we're here with Carl Barney. Welcome to our radio show on the Feel Good
Are they
Morning
sponsored
Show.
by Celsius?
And this podcast.
Okay, Celsius?
This is all about people who make us feel good, Carl.
Okay,
and
Celsius?
you are one of them. Welcome.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm pleased to be here.
I need that Celsius
loving your
sponsorship.
book, The Happiness
Yo,
Experiment.
don't
Carl
throw shit.
B.
Celsius is
Barney.
the best energy drink.
Tell me about The Happiness
Get a book.
Experiment.
This happened naturally with real people, with real experiences. Came from three places. One, I almost died in a plane crash. We were diving into the grass. That's what I thought, this is
Oh
not
my
going to be
God.
fun. The next thing that happened was that I heard that my sister's husband was dying. And I sat down with her and I said, Janet, I'm really sorry. I said, you're in my will, and I want to bring it forward and give it to you now so that you can fulfill any last wishes with Carla and her husband. But my older brother was sitting there, and I said, well, I'm going to do the same thing with you. His wife went ballistic. She said, this is too much money. I don't want anything to do with it. It's wrong. And she stormed out of the room. So that was a big surprise. But it gave me a lesson. And then
Who the fuck is that bitch feeling like? A nigga offer to put you on his will that got money, and she get mad? Talking about some, that's too much money. I don't know what to do with it. Bitch, what? Oh my god, oh my god.
And the next thing that happened was I'm looking over my financial statements, and I've been very fortunate. I've made a lot of money, but there was money sitting on my financial statement which wasn't doing anything. And these things came together. The people in my will after the plane crash, my sister giving her the inheritance, and now this money is. I said, how can I use this money for myself and those I really cared about? So that started the experiment.
Based off your experiment, do you think universal basic income is a good idea?
Oh, that is such a complicated question. I'm really not. Oh,
Government program which every citizen receives a set amount of money regularly. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, nah. That's not good. That's not good. I feel like niggas gotta go out there and get that shit themselves.
that is such a
Cause if a nigga just out here just on some like giving out stemmies type shit, niggas gonna be chilling all day. Niggas ain't gonna do shit.
complicated.
It's like you know you got money coming in, so why even like, you feel me? They're not gonna have no drive.
Complicated question. I'm really not qualified to answer that, but it's good and it's bad. I mean, it's good if it gets rid of a whole lot of government interference and complication. So economically it might work, as Milton Friedman said. But generally speaking, I think you destroy lives by giving people money then they're not ready for it.
And I've actually found that giving money away is very hard and it oftentimes creates resentment in the people that you give it to. How did you avoid that with some of your closest friends and inner circle?
That was something I had to struggle with. How can I just do this? Sit down with my friends who are, you know, they're substantial people. They wouldn't accept charity. They didn't want a gift, but it was delivered in such a, and I said, you've got to think of me as being dead. You don't owe me anything. I said, if not, I don't want to do this if it's going to make a problem with our friendship. And some of them did. 3 of the people said, no, I can't accept it.
I thought it would be an interesting
sometimes you really
dynamic to
can't, though.
schedule a meeting between a billionaire and ex-cons that were running the
sometimes you can't.
streets of Los Angeles. Some of these guys like Bozo did major
Like
prison
if
time.
if the bros on some shit like, yo swag, I'm gonna give you 500K. Cause I got it. Like I just don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm like, nigga, fuck no, don't give me that money. Fuck no. 500K, nigga, fuck no. But if you want some shit like, yo swag, I'm about to give you 10 bands. I'm like, all right, bet. Give me 10 bands. Give me 10 bands.
But now, after
take
getting
10
out,
bands.
our entrepreneur
I'll
is
take
eager
10
to talk
bands.
business with Carl.
Thank you.
You see that?
All
That's old. But that's mad.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Angel Reyes.
Hello, Angel. Good to meet you.
How you doing, Jay Solano?
Fine. Leave me a hand, okay? That's good.
I think the thing is here is we're all on a similar quest of life. We're all trying to be successful. We're all trying to be entrepreneurs. And I feel like there's not a lot of it that we learn in school. So I feel like this is a cool way where we all come from different parts of life.
Yes, sir.
You grew up in England, you guys grew up in LA, I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, moved to Milwaukee. And I think it's just cool to brainstorm and see what we can come up with to learn and advance our missions, you know?
Predominantly, we grew up in the city of Pico Rivera. Me and him are childhood friends. You know, both of us had rough childhoods, whatever. I just did 10 years in prison. I've been out about 9 years now. So after I did my 10 years, I told him I needed to get back on my feet, you know what I'm saying? Figure out something. I didn't want to, it was a revolving door, you know what I mean? I didn't want to go back to prison no more. I put myself through a trade school. I did photovoltaic, and also independently, I'm a recording artist. Yeah, so signed with OTR, got a deal offer, and I've been doing a lot of like administration with them.
Caught this nigga. Caught this nigga red-handed. Caught this millionaire the fucking liar, low-key. This nigga said, sugar, none in my diet. Sugar, none in my diet. That is a vanilla bean from Starbucks. My mom works at Starbucks. I know what a vanilla bean looks like. That shit hella sugary. That shit hella sugary, nigga. This nigga's a fucking liar.
like helping with artists, also putting on music, and
Seems like you could teach me some things.
maybe. I mean, depends on.
On me jump. I cannot lie. I cannot. You're saying, I know that was off. You feel me? But my meat jump. My meat jump. That she made my meat jump, bro. It did a little hopscotch. I'm keep the bug.
What? And
Put
what
me off a little bit,
trying to do it, you know?
Like,
but we're
damn.
all kind of entrepreneurs. He has his own
Like, damn.
fashion brand too.
Nah.
He does real estate also.
Whatever cart she got, that bitch in. She feeling freaky to the.
On him
Let me chill.
about making a curriculum, whether it's 6
None of
weeks
my
or
hoodie
8-week
get laced.
curriculum for juveniles or for parolees, you know, some type of trade.
Give them a skill fast.
Where you give
fast.
them
Immersion,
incentive-
yeah, get into it and get out.
Was
you
Dyer
give- you
here?
give the incentive to have a job after it.
I think that's a fabulous idea.
So I ended up fighting for my life for about 43 days in the hospital, refused the ventilator, refused the blood transfusion, asked God to help me, and within 2 days I was getting better. I got severe lung damage, I got blind in one eye. So I had to,
Damn.
of course, you know, now I'm disabled, but I had to move differently and learn how to move differently, and it was a process for me for about a year and some change.
You literally came from death's door. I mean, you were about as low as you could go,
Yeah.
physically and mentally.
Absolutely.
I mean, you were dead. You were gone.
Absolutely.
And then you turn it around, and in the last few years, you've done all of that?
Yeah.
You're freaking amazing. Tommy was asking me, he said, you know, homeless and all of that, what's the solution? I said, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know how you deal with the problems that, you know, people get in that cycle and they never make it work out. You guys have the answer. Today, Tom said to me, he said, we're going to meet these guys from the hood or from, you know, from downtown. And he said, you know, they've done some amazing things with their life and they've turned their life around to some amazing things. And, you know, I'm going to meet with them and maybe they're going to ask you some questions and learn from me. But right now, for this first half an hour, I've learned from you guys.
What's one of the biggest
Okay.
lessons in business you've learned?
That real nigga.
I think one of the things that really made a big difference
Real
to
nigga.
me is to knowing what you want to do with your life. It's huge. You can die without knowing what you
Nah,
want
that's
to do
facts,
with your
bro.
life. But if you
Yeah, bro, I know a lot of people that don't have any bro, I don't talk to females where like there's some shit like, I want to be this next month. Nah, it's too hard. I want to do this. Nah, I got mad, so I dropped it. I want to do this. Like, god damn. Like, pick a craft and stay with that bitch. That's why I'm glad I found my like my lane or some shit, like what I want to be in life or some shit. I didn't always want to be a like content creator. I wanted to. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep the bug. I'm gonna keep the bug. Y'all want me to be honest? I wanted to be a hooper. I wanted to be like some like overseas shit. You feel me? Be nice overseas. Probably go to the league. I don't know. Feel me? But then I was like, I ain't making it to no fucking league, nigga. I ain't making it to a fucking league. Bro, I went to an AU game, nigga. I lost by fucking 50, nigga. By 50. 50, nigga. And I had like fucking 7 points, nigga. Niggas is frying my shit. I'm like, nah, there's really nice niggas in this bitch. If I want to be a top nigga, I gotta work harder. And I just didn't want to work that harder. You feel me? That's why I'm glad I found my other path, which is making people laugh, entertaining. You feel me? That's when I got on my content flow. Drop my first YouTube, what's that shit called? Public interview. Shit banged. And nigga just kept going, nigga. Kept going.
spend the time thinking about it, talking to people, talking to your romantic partner, talking to your friends.
And when I mean shit bang, I don't mean shit like that shit took off. That shit didn't take off. You get a buck. That shit did like 300. And I was about to cry. But it did something. It gave me more drive and shit.
But figure out what you're going
Niggas
to
dropped the
do
Let It
and
Shine
why
vid.
you're
That
doing
shit.
it.
That shit probably like at 7,000 right now. I privated it though, but you feel me? Niggas was doing numbers. More motivation, yeah.
Carl, for the people out there,
I'm just
that
glad I haven't gave up yet.
fortune
I'm
yet,
gonna get a bug. Because
how
sometimes I
can
really
they
think about
use your
giving up,
book?
but
How
I
can they
can really never
give
give up.
back to their people?
I think about it
But
all
it's
the
not a
time.
matter of giving back. Nobody stole anything. Nobody has to give anything back. But people that have wealth, they want to use it in the service of their own happiness and the happiness of those that they care about, those that love, and for whom they are grateful. This is a wonderful mechanism of giving them not a bequest, but a prequest to enrich their lives, their success, their happiness.
Who's a hero of yours?
Ayn Rand. I mean, she is courageous,
That bitch cut
intellectually.
shitty.
She has promoted some
cut
ideas which were just so revolutionary, so much ahead, and she stands by
And her
her
teeth shitty.
ideas. And she defends them, and she's articulate there. Who would write a book called The Virtue of Selfishness? And put that in the title.
Oh, that's probably a good book.
And everybody knows that selfishness is an awful thing and so forth. But then when you get to understand, and that bothered me, I wasn't going to read that book. But then when I got into what she meant by that, which is living your own life and having the greatest life that you can and loving your own life and loving life. I don't agree with everything on Rand read and said, but in every substantial way, I think.
I ain't gonna lie, that's facts though. I'm gonna keep the book. I wanna know one secret that I do before stream. One thing I do before stream is I pray, right? And when I pray, I always say, God, please allow me to be my most natural, organic self and not copy or imitate others. Because I'm going to keep it a book. I watch a lot of streamers, and sometimes, like, you can get easily influenced from a streamer on some shit. Easily. There's nothing wrong with that, but I want to be my own person. You got to be selfish sometimes. You got to be you. You got to create your own shit, your own lingo, your own path.
I think this woman is a hero.
Carl heads to another
on,
radio
the
show
nigga's
to
spitting.
continue promoting his book,
nigga's
and this
spitting.
time he sits down with the popular host Rick Dees.
Hey, it's me.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, and you?
Good to see you, sir.
My assistant is in love with you.
Oh, no, I'm going to hug you for that.
Oh, well, hug her. Well, I'll take that to her. She's going to be flipped out.
First of all,
Flipped
she
out?
gets these. She's too hot. Shelly gets this. If you could open, I'm going to sign it right now.
Look at that. He knows how to write.
By the way, it is Rick Dees. I am so very, very blessed to be in the presence of Carl Barney. And it is a joy to have you. This is a conversation, and I hope that anyone listening
Yo, these niggas
or
old as
even
hell.
watching would take something away and say, I'm going to try that.
Right now, there's a left-wing populist movement being led by AOC and Bernie Sanders, and they're filling stadiums around the country. And one of the premises of their movement, I guess you could call it eat the rich, but they say that not one person in the world should be worth over 999 million that should be taxed at 100%. Is that a good idea?
It's evil. It's unjust. It's insane.
This
It's
nigga got no
communism.
eyebrows.
And these
Am I bugging?
guys should go and enjoy China or North Korea.
What's one
That's where
country you
they
always
should
wanted
be
to go
living.
to?
Because it's against human nature.
One country I always wanted to go to. Does Cancun count? Cancun, Mexico, right? I would say Mexico. I ain't gonna lie. I always here's what I always say. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably gonna do this when niggas is up. I gotta take my first ever bad bitch. I'm talking like 10 out of 10 bad bitch. We gotta go to Mexico. We gotta go to Cabo. No, not Cabo. Is Cabo in Mexico too? Nigga, either or, nigga. You gotta go to Cancun, nigga. I gotta go with a vibe, you feel me? Just chill, some relaxed shit. No stream shit, you feel me? Cause niggas is gonna be one of the top streamers by then. I'm gonna keep the buck. No stream shit, just straight vibe with a bad bitch, nigga. And I might get drunk for the first time. I'm gonna keep the book. That shit gotta happen. Besides that, like typical shit like Africa, UK, like Paris, shit like that.
If somebody is capable
What about you, Neil?
of making lots of wealth, they don't spend it. I mean, these people are so stupid. I'm sorry. You can only eat so many fine foods.
Oh, you know where I
can
wanna go
only
to?
have so many.
Yo, what's the shit where you see like the those lights in the sky? Japan? I forgot about Japan. But I wanna go to Japan to shop. That's the only reason why I really wanna go to Japan. If I go to Japan, I gotta go with 2 empty luggages. Let me keep the bug. I'm gonna go to Japan with a tech on and a tech in my luggage. And I'm gonna have an extra luggage with it's empty, nigga. And all my clothes I buy out there, I'm gonna have to wear on some shit. I'm buying all new clothes out there. I wanna get a PSP out there. I wanna get a Game Boy out there. They got mad shit over there, bro. Japan fire. Japan fire. Yo, but I don't know what's that shit called with the, I think it's Northern Lights or some shit, where they got like neon lights in the sky. I wanna go there too.
Many airplanes, so many homes.
That's like in
What do you think?
Antarctica or some
These
bullshit
people,
like that.
they reinvest the money. Who would you rather have spend billions of dollars? Elon Musk
You give it a buck though.
or
It's a canon event. It's a canon event for every streamer when you want your come up to go to Japan though. So I feel like that shit bound to happen sooner or later. Like when niggas is coming up, like niggas just do that Japan trip. They get that shit out the way.
AOC and Bernie Sanders. You want the government to spend your money, or do you think you should keep it to yourself?
They're afraid it will get to a point in this country that the ultra wealthy will be able to influence elections.
Is it cause a nigga handsome and wealthy?
To the extent where
Is
they
it
just
cause
get
a
to run
nigga
everything.
handsome
That's
and
their stuff.
wealthy?
What is your take on it?
I don't know how you feel.
Elizabeth
Tell me.
Warren and Bernie Sanders and OAC are influencing the culture and the thing. Those guys have all the political power. Elon Musk and others, he doesn't have any real power. He has persuasion.
Elon Musk
has ideas, but he doesn't have any power.
That's how you really pronounce it?
I think initially when we think billionaires, it's gonna be like, holy shit, it's this guy. And he's gonna be so outrageous. I only have a sample size of 2, but these guys have been incredibly chill. Like just pretty down to earth.
It's called
And I don't
Aurora,
think
by the way.
being a billionaire actually...
What's Aurora? Little sidebar. How you spell that bitch? Yo, it was just right there. What the fuck? It was just right there. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This shit right here hard. This shit right here hard. Like, if I ever see some shit like this in person, I'm gonna be able to shit like, yo, the world is dead ass beautiful. I'm gonna get a book. I'm gonna get a book. I like looking into the sky, bro. Can I get VIP? Oh yeah, that shit hitting. Oh yeah, Rup. Pass me the pen. Pass me the pen. What you smoking? What you smoking? Let me hit that bitch. Nah, I'm finna start tweaking too. I'm finna start tweaking too. Cause you have VIP right next to your name. What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? That shit hitting.
It's how you became a billionaire that really matters. I don't think just being a billionaire makes you a good or bad person. It's how you did that. So I'm curious to know what you guys think.
I want to be a billionaire though.
And is this something
I want to
that
be a
you
millionaire,
aspire
not a
to be?
billionaire.
Or do you want to be a billionaire? Me
I don't even gotta be a
personally,
millionaire for real.
The lifestyle I live.
Because if I'm making,
I know I don't.
if I'm making 100K like consecutively, I'm bound to. You feel me?
To be a billionaire,
Finna
nor
hit
do
me
I
next.
want to be one. Like my life, even if I had $1 billion, my lifestyle wouldn't change. I would
I'm on
still
the way.
drive my Chevy Cruise.
I'm
I
about
would
to follow Uber
occasionally
after
buy
this stream.
ribeyes. Maybe I would buy
I'm gonna
nicer
go to Uber.
Airbnbs when I go on vacation, but it's not
Like,
like
I don't know
I'd
what
be
the
doing
nigga
that
comment
much
you talking about,
outrageous
but
stuff.
shit, I'm talking to you though. I'm talking to you though. You gotta be smart with your money.
All right, folks.
Nah, you.
That was the day in the
You
life.
do.
Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Carl, is there anything you'd like to
You do,
end
but I ain't
this
gonna lie.
piece with?
I'm a nigga.
This has
I'm a
been a
nigga,
very
Neo. I'm cute about it.
exciting and
I'm gonna do nigga shit with my
stimulating
money.
day. It's been a pleasure working with
But
you
I'm also be
guys.
smart
And
with
as
it.
we say in
I'm
England,
also buy dumb shit too. I'm letting niggas know this now.
which
I'm
means
gonna buy dumb
very
shit with my money.
pleased.
Well, yeah.
I don't care what no nigga say.
Thank you. That was a great day. Thank you. And thanks to the camera guys who were
These guys
everywhere.
crush it. If
Invest
you
too.
could
Now, of
broadcast
course.
a message to every home in the country.
I'm gonna do so much smart shit that I'm gonna do
Your
stupid
life
shit.
is important.
That's
Your
how I think
own
my
life
money.
is important.
Nah, no, money don't
And
matter to me, bro.
Respect that.
Even though I don't have money now, like there was times where, well, I guess when I was like younger, there was times I had $800 in my pocket, and I'll try to spend like money on a $800 shoe or like a $400 shoe.
And want what you want, whatever it is.
Yeah, especially
that
if I
you
want some shit.
Dreams,
spending that
purposes,
shit.
values. Whatever it is you want, what you want is important. And make it important. And billionaire has a bigger mindset. And after a while, the numbers just become, more zeros.
Folks,
Shout out to my
I
nigga
hope you
Barney.
enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to purchase Carl's book, which I highly recommend you do, The Happiness
Shout out to my nigga Barney.